a flash, a clear, and Lee picks up 3.
Swinging all the way through here, it's all onto the shoulders of Narrate. Explosive is the opening, but already the net closing, and that's G2. Over the course of 2025, looking like they're in top form. They want to take a trophy. They want to deny G2 the chance to be one of the first teams to win a back-to-back domestic trophy. Here in Americas, this is an overload as well. Body's going to be colliding, clashing here into the front section of B. It's going to be met with an appropriate response. So G2 happy to slap it back down. Spikes in their laps.
Last player standing.
Said that they moved the setup pretty considerably. That Vice Wall went over towards B, anticipating some kind of B pop on an eco, and completely catching the double dive. Did it get scrappy? Part of the map.
There's no one going to be waiting to absorb perceived aggression at least. Zekken is going to make it feel like this could be just an all-in. Of course, this is again a feign. Fakes on fakes, and Leafy's going to be squaring up to him, but dropped.
Zelsis. So Zelsis is going to hear a lot of this. Can play as the backstab. G2 would have to hit some outrageous shots to win this round.
Zekken's already going to be drawing blood there towards CT. Zelsis, that backup policy, striking from behind. And that's a flawless. Pressure now applied over towards Zelsis. You might see that strike from behind once more, but Leaf, very forward angle. Yuto's going to be skipping right past him along with the players and the bodies. Might just be dropping and toppling. Valen is caught in a corner, stunned up. Oh my God! Aftershock is just going to be rinsing him. Jonah P sidestep and good with the crosshair placement. Able to return with that fire once more, straight down. They cut Jonah P, offloading all sorts of bullets and just dropping. A flash play here, Zekken going to be inserted.
But all of this a feint. But a feint with 2 important players for SEN.
Davos and the stun as well. Great crosshair placement though. Zekken, Jogmo getting one at it in terms of the defensive setup. And Valen, luckily with the Thorns by his side as well. Those are going to be detonated by Leaf, so it has slowed down the approach by Sentinels, but they do have 40 seconds left to play with. And this game of cat and mouse has just gone the wrong way, but Leaf is towards the back of the side if he wants to try and make a play to push this one back here, but seconds to spare. SEN get themselves into the post plan at least, and G2 have that discipline, waiting for the smokes to dissipate. Valen earns himself 2, still Leaf back against the wall. He's got to know roughly the position of Zekken. Isolated into the 1v1, all for the A's. Dodging, sliding off to the side. Ult expended! I've seen it slow down here for the opening. G2, the weapons to work with. Zekken just posted up, Outlaw in hand.
Now, they're holding, waiting for the play.
Taking point is Jonah P, but, well, Trent was supposed to be the backup. He was the first to fall in that spot. Zelsis, quick dismissal down towards short here. A lot of the danger of the round is going to be gone here for G2, so desperation is what's called for.
We'll start to get a read on what G2 have been doing on this defense. I think the macro overall has still been going the way of G2. They've been mixing things up really nicely, but Zekken's ace has turned the...
It's an attempt to flood back in, but the players aren't really in position to try and do so. Rolling Thunder expended on either side here. It does push back CT. G2 can't really make a go of things here with a Hunter's Fury on top of it. Might be the cherry on top here, but still G2 are going to be drawing that blood. Leaf finds that opening, looking for a little bit more here. Armageddon is all being laid down on top. SEN posturing, trying to offer themselves up here in the rate. It's got so much drifting towards the seaside, though. That's where Sentinels set their sights. And again, the weakened weaponry of G2 going to be a bit of a problem for them. They are trying to pile in with a couple of the bodies out towards the back, though. Zekken not to be denied, and a quick flick of the wrist, dodging all sorts of util coming his way. He's looking for more. Jorgamo earns himself. That one, but bang is so fast to respond.
He's so tight with Zekken, isn't he? Trying to develop that 1-2 synergy that you need, and he's inside the smoke, locking it down. Sentinels have been clean on the anti-ecos. They've forced out 2 of them with absurd rifle wins in aces and clutches. And now Trent, the last player alive, caught bang to rights.
Valen and Trent potentially could have been really tested into that spot, but Sentinels are moving into a different spot and direction here, and it's a re-clear called with a stun in sight. There it is.
The re-clears are really good from G2. They're constantly getting information. Again, though, I come back to the same thing. It hasn't mattered in the late round because someone on SEN turns up.
Zekken causing all sorts of pressure. Jorgamo taking a cheeky peek out through the double doors, and the rate has fallen. 3v5 situation now for them, and look, plays called for, bang, cleaned up. It's all
Now, things are looking almost impossible for Sentinels. The clock's against them, the numbers are against them.
10 seconds left.
Surely it's around where G2 can stabilize.
low to a crawl here, and it's just second left to stand against it. Being offered a shoulder or two, but the round's already going to be lost, and G2 know it.
I got spike.
Playing this one back, waiting the timeout here. Slow burn of a round, but G2 really would. That one was broken as well. Has pulled presence though, bodies starting to form up onto the site here for G2, and that information is there for Trent. Spots it, waiting for it, and this is a reclick awful, but will the timing be missed entirely? Zelsa's the first one to catch that contact. There's stuns on stuns and Util in their faces! It's second, grabs himself.
Stay aware of this flank coming around from the flank, from behind. They should know that Leaf's been going for this regularly.
It's already rapid up towards A-Long here, just a bit of distraction plays being called for these G2 players though. Stopped in their tracks, and it's up to Leaf here from the side finally. Takes that time into strike here, but a lot to deal with now if you are Leaf. There's that 3-2-1 swing from Sentinels. Drone for that information is going to be broken though, and along with that fault line, it's going to be a wall up. It's used in response. Armageddon off to the side, and it just cleans up second. So road is paved up there, and still TP quick into the back, and bang! Strikes back! Doubled up with the paranoia. Leaf has to be there, instantaneous. Finally cleans this one up, and it has called for a pause. Salvos forwards, and the rate about the guns were finally back in action. Rifles in their hands, Sentinels. Not to be outdone.
That play from Bang was absolutely sick, under so much pressure.
Spike planted.
Never not
Last
smoked
player
though,
standing.
still. Bodies are going to be toppling regardless of that one, and it's all left towards Trent. Will he be given that opening? He's found the first. Stuns avoided. Shots rattled. He's got another rough position, but the timing taken there by John.
These three players, they can just react.
Backs though, not really watching, not really anticipating. Flash forwards. Everyone walking up onto these angles, and right from behind, this is it. Jorgamo's
no
time
trip at
to
all.
strike. Brings it true there, at least with a stinger in his hands. Bang, wrapping around now. He's got to try and at least stop this one in there. Trans, what the hell happened there? Jorg
Was on the flank, and they've inserted Zekken deep into B. He's going to get good information. They might suspect that somebody's been left in this spot. But do they think it's going to be the Neon?
already coming to fruition here. Still plays off into the flank, but G2 don't really have much more control outside of that one. Sight's been flipped entirely here. Sentinel's still in a good spot, and that's a stun for a stun and an ult expended. Rolling thunder into your face. Oh yeah, that's a bit of miscoordination, but the aftershock pushed forwards. A bit of spam might earn himself another one. Jonah P still alive for now, but not for much longer. Zelsis and John have to join and combine their might to try and stand against this one. Salvos. It's not pretty. The heat's been turned up entirely. John can't deny it into the 1v1. And SEN is still going to be reinforcing this one here. Plenty of bodies. Time to stand up to the test. It's going to be sent your way. Salva's in for the back. There's not really much safety. TP into the back. That is risky. But G2 looking to fill this one up again. And second is there. It's rapid, isn't it? Wrapping around and trying to put that pincer into motion. Still, he's fired off a couple of shots and revealed the hand entirely. And G2 are calling for reactions of their own. They're taking space. They're taking names. It's a feed that's filled up entirely with red. But Zeken's still alive. And with that, a chance. The pistol round win. He's already caught that timing here, but double down found a one. Not quite the second.
Pretty early on, actually, way before the spike has been committed, so they'll have time to fight over this.
Leaf hearing a lot of it, just backs himself out of there. Doesn't want to give away his life for no particular reason, but straight into the smoke. Wrapping around to the side. Valin. Stinger into the sidearm. Deadly combination. Bang. Gonna try and do a lot from this spot, but again, the weaponry wasn't really handed off over towards him. Still, that smoke is dissipating, and no one was really ready for the swing. Still, the reload, punished by it. Nothing to really obfuscate the cross there. Does Valin even know the second is pushed all the way up here? Surely, with the Thorns deaded. Support arriving. Valin is so fast up onto this line. And he's just going to be meeting a fight straight up with John. Nothing to really support that peak. And the refight is called for by Sentinels again. They are not willing to let that go unchecked. Zekken just unleashes. Well aware now that Valin could have taken that time in once more, but he's trying to regroup once up onto that. The Ray watching it, closing in now on all the possible angles that these G2 players could have crept into, and actually.
And this post plant is going to be so difficult to crack. Zekken is going to have to do magic on the flank.
That's pretty clear. They heard it. Presence in towards Garage. Just an Armageddon as well to push them forwards. Bang! Barely getting the hell out of there still. As the curtain drops, so does Jorgamo with his head just clean off. Valin again wrapping Rounds and away here. Watch for, not quite John. Just slacking in terms of that crosshair placement, and now it's a game of his timing once more. That's going to be a pull. Forced out of them just from the tap there, bang. We'll be able to get second and not to the half. Not quite, but the salvo is pushing them back in their way. Great util from G2. Discipline on show. Top form on top of it. Now Bang's getting kills, but stun maybe not intended for that one, but still they clear out Garage. Nevertheless. Now with the stars down and starting to spell it out. Nice and pretty here towards Elsis. Playing around, weaving in and out of the cages, and he's caught that timing. Bullet to the side of the head. Thing could be said of Valen.
30 seconds left.
Bang all the way up through, into the back now. There could be a timing to be taken. Zelsis still hanging on to a bit of that backside control, calling for the flood attempt, and here it is with a bit of the util. G2 though, they were lying in wait, and they pounce on the timing. That chance to strike. It's a sight that's going to be theirs now. Zekken and John QT left into this 2v3. Just the Outlaw, doubled up with the bodies, G2. Swift dismissal, and what a shot by Lee. Drone broken early.
Broken early makes you pretty scared that somebody's in a corner, but you don't know which one.
Fear in the back of your mind. Jorgen, we're going to be using this now. Dimensional Drift, clears it out, spots the one, but only the one here. Zekken, and a lot of pressure. Trent anticipates.
Valen, he's aware of it, holding this.
And still it is better guns into the
Oh,
hands
the
of these G2 players. Past it.
The timing.
Astral form, Valen just catches it. Bang. It's going to be hurting after that one, honestly.
Remaining.
No clearance onto the corner, and everybody from Sentinels is just toppling and dropping. Flawless.
Towards A lobby. Sen don't look like they've adjusted too much.
Second blinds up, though. Jorgen's got to be here in this one, surely. Emphasis playstyle, he's just missed it onto the angle. Zekken is happy to oblige and draw some blood out of it. Still Trent.
And G2 have got big ults to be able to work with. It's going to be tough now for Sentinels to even cover the whole of the map.
Giving up all of A, instead looking for that re-exploration in through mid. And okay, let's go. Slowed pace here from G2.
They're now going to realize that those players that went down the mid push were previously defending A. So there should be a gap. Bang, Valen again.
Timing again! It's Valen who wins this one out.
Both times. Bang, just not quite checking an angle, and Valen, he keeps the momentum going.
Yeah.
All to double trips though. So Sen have a great chance at defending.
And the Raiders hard committed here. The stun's going to be missing him. Just gliding straight past with a blind and a flash. Okay, there's a trip to try and play off. Jonah P. Right over towards the top and through the wall. And the Raid dodging, weaving, ducking away. And dominating despite the two now in that 2v3. Damage barely done. And Trent survives for now. Plant down. Jorgen, he knows he has to take those risks and loses the fight out. John QT barely alive for it. And Trent is in a very difficult spot still. Sentinels needed this one near side. Fantastic connection and a good cleanup in the end here by Sen, but the reaction is called for by G2. See signs of it, they're going to be going straight into the setup. Sitting tucked into the corner here, it's a cosmic divide.
They're probably going to expect these trips to be for heaven.
Bang spamming, he's just caught with a bullet to the head there. Zeltis tucked into the corner. He's not long for the ward.
Oh,
chip damage.
A bunch of damage at the end there, half HP. John has ult. But they're going to need healthy players to follow up on it.
Thunder. Gate crash backing away here, but he has to shot. Caught into the corner. It's a good combination. Stunned up there. Second wave of things, and he spotted it. Target acquired. Valen shuts it down. It's all left up to John now. He was supporting from afar with the util, but now left to step up. Earns himself the first one. Damage done to Valen and Jorg. It could be done, but a tap, and it's ice cold by G2. Not a peek. Not a glimpse. And now with time played, they win it out entirely.
And he's caught Bang's timing so often as well. Towards the end here, he's calling a great attack half, and he's delivering individually.
Rip and tear.
Just one round of stab between them though, and that is aggression. Second punished. To be taken. Replayer down. Head of the spear chopped right off with Zekken falling early here. Let's see if the clearance is there, and he hears it. Footsteps onto the corner.
Valen just can't be beat.
I mean, control of the map entirely, almost here to G2, and it has to be heroics in the Raid and John QT. Can they stand up against it? Slide to the angle here, John, rattling shots, found a Raid. Guardians can't get it done. One left to do it all, it's Bang, and already Leaf has his mark.
Trying to apply pressure to Zelsis. We've seen quite a few teams run that kind of strategy against Sentinels on Split.
Walking all the way up though, that's okay, acknowledgement of a bit of lead still. Second! Goodness me. Rapid fire with a ghost in hand. He's just seen a shoulder, might be hunting for a little bit more. 3 in a round for him.
Bait and put Valen and Jonah P in an almost impossible spot.
Yeah. Walking but spotted. Just to the side here and a flash and a repeat. Wow.
You're gonna stick can just in case, but it should make this round extremely one-sided.
Salvos. The stun does force at least the TP back out, but Narrator's just going to be trying to hold.
Insight with Narrate.
Yeah. A bit fearfully, I think, as well, with that Aftershock's going to be pushing them back and away. And now doubled up, grouped up, bit of stray spam, but right click, jumping in your face, classic, and that's going to be gun reclaimed. Another layer to it though, G2 looking to step forward once more, trying to fight for absolutely every single inch they can get.
Poison's off.
Sentinel's the ones that slowed down here because this retake is just occurring and the guns are not exactly the weapons of choice. Still John adjusts just in time. Over towards the top though, that is still alive for now, and extra body could make a massive difference with the Salvo still alive. He's going to be using them preemptively. He's trying to slow down Sentinels here. They want to try and flood in themselves. Difficulties. Not really too many safe places to stand against it, but already vacuuming it up in terms of that space, and the time is ticking already with his spike. Good luck getting chances into this. At this point, G2 just looking to try and at least get out with the rifles and the guns into their hands. Neither chance. Like he had safety. Oh, just about missed the timing on that one. A second, he's going for seconds.
Of course he is.
Holding down towards vents here. Drop down, that's Hearn. Just a few kneecaps is all it takes here. Chopped straight down. John QT's there. Salvos. Jonah isolated ever so slightly, but he's got backup now arriving as well.
If they do end A, Zekan's been deadly in this anchor position. He catches Jonah P.
Being played around here. These are Sentinels players hard anchoring onto the site in a position here with a drone out wide. You've got to know exactly where they might be laying here with the stun. It's good. Right to the side, Trent. Getting away with bloody murder. Still off to the corner. That's John, yeah, and that prior damage. Already wrapping, and it's a fast play by Sentinels. They're not messing around. Trying to play this one a bit more loose.
I love that smoke on sight from Valen.
No one watching for main. Snake Bite walking through Valen. This is so damn unexpected. It isn't even necessary. Leaf.
Even that gate crash that you were mentioning, Jorgamo doesn't even bother with it because they have 3 players there looking to try to punish the trap. John, though, with a nice read and anticipation of where Valen is going to end.
Great gamble. Wild cut and drops, though, unexpected with the timing. Zekan caught, counted down by the ankles in that spot. Still a wide swing and a face out here with a fault line to try and supplement. John off onto the corner, just offloading all sorts of missiles, trying to slow down this approach by G2. There's 25 seconds left. There is still danger. Rolling Thunder has to be committed. G2 trying to navigate this spot nicely. Hearing that drop down, though, the spam is just to try and deny. Celsius. It's 2 nice ones. Need a bit more time of the essence still. You're going to try and weave your way into the site. And John QT is done.
He's already been good individually on Heyman.
No signs of life until now. Bang is going to be under a lot of scrutiny. Still with that paranoia is excellent. And he calls for the fight forwards. Brilliant with the util. It's the rate making sure to follow up, but G2 not done yet, not done. By Country Mars still has a team flash. And the rate.
Actually kind of important because he still survives now 2 Vandal bullets.
Adds up, doesn't it? Adds up entirely, and well, he's taking a whole load of damage in the process. Second repositions. Gate crash. Second exit plan up towards the side, unanticipated with the angle, but instant with the trade.
Swings around the corner to punish. It actually makes it much more difficult, I would say, for the defenders to hold on to this A ramp area.
Salvos forward here. John QT.
Great. Proactive.
Tempo's going to be turned right up with a snake bite, hopefully. Holding them back for now. It's essential that they hold on to control of B Heaven because anchoring players onto B. This is going to be a tight squeeze indeed. Dropping down at that Salvos. Good by Sentinels again, calling. Going to be comfortable playing a retake potentially with it. Let's see what the game plan looks like.
Well, the game plan here for G2 seems to be put all the pressure into Zekan.
Trying to clear him out to the angle. Easier said than done.
Send 4 next time, why don't you? 3 wasn't enough.
Here's the next test. Jorgamo, not the weapon, potentially for the job, but still he gets it done with a stinger at hand. Easing into it. In through mid. And they've got it all on lock. Sentinels making sure that they leave no openings.
I mean, you can see why G2's game plan would be, let's try to target the weak area where Zekan's holding alone. And yet, it's not weak at all.
Need a bit more than that. Zone here trying to spot out most of these players. 2 up through Heaven, 1 just making his way over towards ramp, so call in. letting his team know it's all being cleared out nice and pretty now towards the back. It's Zeken's turn. Ping's going to be highlighting all sorts here, but now it is used. Armageddon on either side here, alternating. And this is going to be a bit chaotic onto the side for about a moment. Can you pass your way through? Salvos denying the defuse entirely, but swinging out through the back, and Trent left into the 1v1 ultimately. Time ticking. And G2! Okay. Do you really want to take that fight again? Zeken is even thinking about potentially taking up the space again. Still holding down his ground with a gate crash behind. Leaf was just trying to get set up. And as soon as he is, loaded. Viper's Pit is going to be hiding now, blanketing the site ever so slightly here for Sentinels, but time is of the essence of G2. They need that move on. 20 seconds left, a bit of stray spam and hoping, running and gunning. And some prayers for them. Jumping down and away, round to the side. Now Raid is handed. A multitude of kills, all to his liking, and poor Jonah P. Not much to do in this spot.
They challenged the pit and they lost. Some of those are just going to come down to timings, but Sen had the read.
Towards trying to take mid-control, which seems weaker. Still trying to brute force their way past Zeken.
Well, this is another eco round.
Money's not good. That's a no-scope, okay. Look at the draw there with the Outlaw in hand. Sees the cross over the bodies and knows that the fight's going to be coming hot, fast and heavy here, but already lead's going to be raining.
It was so much of an eco, but they only had the Sheriffs to work with, so not even fast through the choke point. Much less sting, and Sentinels should be good here to get up to 6.
Disciplined, Zeken's holding it. John onto the corner. Holding up that space here, but they have given up heavy control. This does put the Sentinels players in a bit of a spot.
Well,
squeeze.
They've got the breach ult though to relieve this pressure. Narrate's got to be good with it.
He's behind most of his team though. He can't really use it to try and reactively help them out. Jogamo straight in. First into the breach. Round to the side. There it is. The team stun in action. And John QD not long for the world. Narrate. He's tucked now towards the side. A double face and discipline at G2 is all it takes to dismantle it. Zeken and Bang now left. See what they can do. Quick play. Flash through. Against this many players. Now impossible. 6 to see. It's counted up, yeah. See it re-cleared, and Zeken has no get out here. Barely able to survive, not taking too much damage.
None, in fact.
And so here it is, double face stop clearance. That's good discipline. Combining
Post-plant spots.
This is reactive, feeling the heat there from Leaf, and now he's going to be rejoined by the rest of his team, and you're right.
John is playing so safe for the salvos, which are back in 10 seconds.
Trying to drag this one out all the way forwards. A lot of util being expended. Out towards it, and John not even creeping around for the backstab. He wants to play just for the salvo timing. Realizing that's the big advantage on top of the players that they've already taken out. Stun forwards. John with a swing. Finally the time to strike is there. Pistol round. It's a position. G2 were caught unaware here, and this is an aggro play by G2. Trying to get control towards B main. Any sort of follow up? Well, it was there, but mowed down at a moment's notice.
Leaf on a very fast timing behind them. It's unlikely that that's going to be too much of a danger. And
John's
John,
already watching.
Super aware. If we're talking about, that's a fast play down mid in the first 30 seconds, first 20 seconds of the round. And he's on top of it. The more that he can anticipate what's going on, the better Sentinels are going to look on the defense.
All up in your face. Okay, just seeing absolutely nothing at all there with the smokes. Blanketing most of mid here, but a bit of spam to give up most of control towards A heaven.
Sen have got a lot of room around the map.
Not a lot of time to work with though, off the back of it, but they might have time for a pivot. Especially if that fight goes the way of John, which it does. He's already overzealous though, steps over it, and Valen just drops him. Cut down at the kneecaps. Paranoia weaves in, Leaf with the peak. It's a head toppled and rolls. 2 players left now to do all they can. Sentinels with no real time to work with. 12 seconds. Creeping, crawling, walking around, but Zelsis needs to be covered into this spot in the salvos while no access whatsoever to a safe plant. Picked up by Zeken, but at this point, fool's errand to try and go for that one. Swarmed by G2. Looking for a brawl, looking to define how this round goes here and now. Who can react faster? That's going to be the question. Utils forwards, flick to the side. Sentinels have got the fire in line. Had to commit, had to get all the way the hell back out of there. TP's forwards as well, up onto the site.
I think Zelsis took 140 there.
Zeken's anticipated with the pathing, forwards down into hell. And Zelsis is the last one standing. They know exactly where he is. Essential that Jorgamo was able to get rid of that drone, but he's still going to be stunned up into the corner. He's sticking around. Finally TPing back.
What the hell is Valorant doing? It's spawn.
Okay, TP forwards, or at least a fast flank is called for. Not sure how Valorant got there into the end, but it's a plan nevertheless. Sentinels get themselves into a tight, tucked spot. Into the post. Where's the next level of things here? It's an aftershock into the corner once more, but evacuation again. Pulling back and away. G2 just trying to bleed Sentinels out. Time being bought, util held, and guns not at the ready here. Valin right from behind. Nice.
Previous round.
A lot of respect shown here by Sentinels. Jorgamodo, operator in his hand, and he's posted up. It's a game of reactions. Game of timing, just the shoulder. It's noted here by G2, they are reinforcing most of the map over towards the A side. Smoke drops, they're calling for the swing as that smoke does blossom and bloom. Jorgamodo's already found the one Armageddon. Trying to push them past, but locked down into the spot. Jorgamodo not to be denied. 55 seconds left. Sen, they call for the pause, tempering the moment for just a bit.
But there's so many defenders here.
Here it is, util in their hands. Smoke's dropped down and Valin lights them all up. Open access to the bodies here in a fight.
And they'll have to back away.
Do you have anything to get out of here? Yeah, the gate crushes there. Zekun barely out of dodge. He's just waiting for the last possible moment. Dramatic effect and all, but Sen need a bit more than that now with the drone to lead. The charge! Seconds there alongside it. Taking damage into the process. What's the next level to it? Timing taken, slipping past it. In through the smoke, and 200 piece. Eager to just try and drop down is punished.
Good trade.
Sentinels though, time to shine for them. Rolling Thunder cleaving its way through the site. Now they've got the B site open access, but Trent has already weaved his way in through the back and snaps up. Reaction, and there's the follow-up. Valen's right there. Paranoia sweeps through. Narrate happy to try and step up towards it, and Valen almost there with that reaction, but dealt with. All down to Jorg now. Retake with the op. And Zelsis cheeky with the off angle. Yeah, that's going to get the job done.
And Sentinels want to start towards A-Ramp. Want to start putting the pressure onto him early.
Might be meeting a lot of them again. The drone causes issues this time. Oh my! Leg shot! Rumble up through vents. Surely heard and spotted. Stunned. Slows them down. Salvos trying to be used here. Sen are being slow to a crawl. Got to get a move on, but you're really just being bogged down by the multitudes of util the G2 have in their back pocket. There's another one for you. Stun forwards and whipping, hopping all around. You're going to be meeting your match into the blender. Slow down for now here, but the salvos, Paranoia, it's going to be pulled out. Sentinels trying to set themselves up nicely into this one. Random spam! That's the one player that could not go down with it. The pit dropped down. And Sentinels left lacking, left gasping for air here. G2 just decimates him. Ends him, arc control, giving up Zekken, looking to see if he can reclaim a bit of that territory. It's going to make all the difference to Sentinels here. Pistol round to get the plant down, and damage has been done prior, so easy cleanup, but I didn't expect this one. Wrapping around again, second go of things, Leaf. Salvos potentially to push them back at Zekken. Handed, potential chances, bang. Potentially stealing away, but Leaf has slipped it all the way through into Art.
John's the playmaker though. He's got
around.
all the way behind. 8 seconds on the salvos.
That's going to make a huge difference. He's missed it into the timing. Bang, though. Might be able to deny, at least with that damage done. Surely, Valin onto the defuse. Time has been missed. Salvos lay it down, Valin. Hot feet. He's got a lot to ask now in this spot. Smoke. Propped up and bang!
That is incredible advice. That's why they have Zekken on the team.
That's why I'm hard stuck. Okay, Zekken, he's in.
It would be devastating for them to lose this.
And there's a lot of damage done to these Sentinels players. I still think they're not out of the woods just yet. Celsius, you have to claim this kill. He does eventually get onto it.
It's not the range that the Stinger wants to be played from.
Not at all. Gets the info though, and he's going to be pressured regardless. Picked up onto a different angle. It's a half clearance, but he does snap to it. Head's going to be found.
Jorg might be able to find another timing.
Series of unknowns though. Bangers, as you already said, call for the rotations with that time, and already expecting that Jorgamo's going to be waiting. Said I've got to play this with a bit of discipline. Leave no room for mistakes. Bang is the most healthy player, holding it first most. Off onto the corner, to the angle, anticipates, okay. Does land it. There, but still gets away. Nice and healthy. Senna not shy whatsoever here. Willing to try and step up, Zekken. Side steps, so Caesar's going to be dodged. A refight call for here. G2 is trying to make sure that they can remove this space! But a rifle in hand. Bonus. There's a lot of danger towards it. Zelsis! How the hell is this guy still breathing?
29 HP with the regen shields. This round was supposed to be going over towards B. You could see because of where John was taking the spike. And instead, the Art players find so much success, but with Narrate falling,
yeah, surely leaves caught here.
again.
Indeed, yeah, again. Wrapped from time with the weapon at hand. There's a chance with Zelsis low enough as he is.
Spike planted.
To the post plant though, plenty of ults of Senchus to expend. Angle watch for. Finds a first. Zelsis goes absolutely.
Again, G2 doing the same kind of stuff on the eco round, looking to try to up the tempo in A main. A flash through the smoke with the horn.
Lay it down with the horns on top of it. This eco definitely has legs, but okay, it's navigated.
Some Ultra accomplishing their goals.
Not to be faked out. Jonah P. tucked to the side here. Chance and a weapon handed over, but fight tripled up by Sen. As you said, they only have to stabilize. Are they going to expect Jonah P right behind him? That's the question here. Move to the sides. Spraying him down. Good. Salvaging.
Jorgamo coming from the flank.
Yeah.
The vice wall was put in place to stop a flank from mid.
Nightfall util used. Armageddon! Can you run? Can you escape? Right into the maw. It's open access here with the rifles in hand and still deafened to nothing but Sen. Happy to just all the way stand up tall and proud here. Yeah. Jorgamo's flank.
It was from John QT. I thought somehow G2 were going to be able to avoid it and frag out. But Sen just had so much control there. Doesn't matter. But yeah, the point being reverse sweeps, extremely difficult.
Very, very rare. Sen with a good start though towards one. Jorgamo. Oh, okay. Done some damage and gets out. It's pinging out into the smoke. He's expecting a little bit of spam here, but there's some util as well to accompany it. It's a season of horns up towards the top. Delaying it. Being a possibility alongside that Armageddon. You're rolling out the red carpet at this point. It's up to Sentinels if they can hold this one down. They're calling a reaction. They want to clear these mid players out and away, but they missed the corner. Valin. It's only the one.
All those to try to work with. But I think Trent wants to save them.
Smoke propped. Horn dealt with. Broken here. G2 scurrying around towards the back of the site. Bang. That rifle player, bit of spam. What a flick. Jorgamo, operator in hand. He's adding level of danger towards this one. Fake TP forwards. They want to know and spot where these players potentially could be. And he's seen when the raiders at least the seas. Up and over. Horn reveals all. Guns in the hands of G2 though. Was a half buy on the last. Spy the operator.
Fighting A main potentially here as well.
Yeah, really clashing. An attempt towards it though, but Jonah P is already cleaned up. Out towards Art still. It's an important fight to take. That is monstrous from
They even got the pick over towards Art, and Sen looking like they're going to sail away with a 7th.
There's no stopping them at this point. Wonderful beginning. Leaf though, Zelsis off, but okay, Zekin's there, isn't he? Can't let that go unchecked. Valin. Okay, it's nice with the angle. He was pushed up so slightly, but in that 1v2, bang!
Meanwhile, Zelsis was still getting some really big rounds earlier on, 10 and 4. G2 fighting mid on the eco. Super classic plan, and they've caught bang in the corner. Oh, yeah, sorry, Zelsis in the corner.
Still, and dealing with the rate off to the side. It's an aggro play by G2 on their own half buy, potentially something to turn the tide of the way that this map has been going.
John might be stuck, or he might find the timing on the timing here.
Balance right there behind. Thorns are deaded. Supplementary. A bit more bits and pieces are led here. Valin. Oh my, it was a silent hop up, so he wasn't quite ready with a gun out, but eventually gets it. Now just John QT, 1v4. Trent, unfortunate with the timing there. He was watching that for the longest moment, but just turned his back towards it. John QT has got a lot more to do, though, in this spot. The spike has been definitely dropped and isolated, but so are these fights, John.
It's not that your back is even going to be safe. But if he gets a bit of info, if he spots a peek, and Valin keeps walking forwards here.
Yeah. Making sure that they double up here, but the timing is missed. Re-exploration by Valin. Bodies.
And Jorgamo getting posted with an operator. He didn't play with the op on this side of the map previously.
G2 trying to reclaim some of that space. What a shot. Snaps it. Bullet to the chest. Zekin is gone. scurrying now from Sentinels to try and reclaim some of that space, but already the call is made to try and refight towards Art, and Zelsis is the next one up on the chopping block. Util sees in through the back. It's avoided. Bang's going to be slowed down himself.
He had no smokes on cooldown, so he had to recall. That means Art is so open.
Instant. It's there, Jonah P with a trade. This time the discipline is reigning supreme here from G2. They make sure to leave no gaps. Doesn't care about the team damage from their own salvos. The horn a little bit delayed in the making, but Jorg's here. Flown into the face. Will Bang be baited? Not quite. He's white. Swinging! Oh my god!
It didn't even mean... Amazing. But at least make it dangerous, make it costly.
The ultimate Util spells it all out here towards Leave! Oh, the bullets!
How is that possible?
He rattles them into the chest of Zekken, and still he wins the fight.
That's such a good kill for Zekken to get.
Backside controls now theirs in a 2v5. Highly unlikely here for G2. Still make a good go of things here, but there it is. Take the fight together and clear out most of the way.
Really good ult combo again. The Yoru ult into the Astra ult, and you just get the whole side for free. Zelsis still has his to work with if things get difficult, but Bang fell.
Yeah, finally, yep. Top section of mid here. Jorgamo with his own ult as well. He's trying to flip this one all the way around. Zelsis is isolated in towards the back, and Jorgamo has cleaned him up, but the Steel Garden will still lay it down. Overlapped. Sound cues. Cut away here from Sen, but finally fading, returning to their senses, and Narrate, go on walkabouts, rewarded. Horns up and over towards the top. Difficulties now for G2. They still want to try and make a go of this one, but the reveal is big. Trend! Snapped to the side, a quick 180, dodging, juking, Armageddon though. Lays it down by some time, sidestepped, he's low enough himself. Salvos, Jonah P! He's denied for it, but he's earned himself at least half his team for it. Potentially a chance for Trent Time of the Essence ticking down! And John QT!
Hero 2 in this series seems to have evaporated off their shoulders. They're playing loose. And they're doing a good job at controlling G2, who are once again trying to force the fight.
Yep, forwards up here, trying to take this one with the bodies, and they do have the guns.
They've been winning so many of them. The ults, though, are in G2's favor. The players as well, the numbers. But for some reason, I feel like this is going to be a 10-2 half.
Yeah, I mean, Sen has just been winning so many of them, and it keeps rolling. It's just towards this round, still alive though for now. Sentinels are forced to play deep tucked onto the side because of that Cosmic Divide. It's just been laid down now, but Trent does have the right tool for the job again. Pushing them forwards, out into the open. Salvos spraying and praying. Zelsis has gone. Again, you can navigate it. It's going to slow you down. Just a tad here.
A flash for Zekken. Could go crazy.
Refighting right into the Salvos though. There is all sorts going on here.
Down B.
Turn flash as well. Leap forwards with the fight. Crossfire setup's going to be set up with him and Trent as well. Just a slight peek, backing away. Trying to hope that these players open themselves up into the more, into the classics in hand. Reloads but saved. Trent off to the side and Leaf has not been denied. Nothing can take this.
We've seen big individual moments from the SEN players. It only takes a couple.
They're stacked up. Doesn't matter that they're on an eco here. They can do some real damage, especially with that Util. Sentinels!
Down B.
Filled up the feed in their name. Overwhelmed, swarmed into the spot, and this is it. G2 just really rushing into things there, not navigating the spot that they were in, and Sentinels are going to be calling for this, and it's going to be a 3-2-1 swing together, and that makes 11.
A little bit strange as well that when Sentinels took A main, they didn't feed the orb to John QT, because he would have had the Teo ult online.
But they got straight past his timing. I don't know if Zelsis is going to expect this one. Might be fast, but okay, here's the footsteps.
Valin's stinger is gross.
Almost up in 15.
Yeah, you have pull, you have salvos, you have people at close range with stingers. It's a hard retake for Sen to win.
Jorg's going to be that thorn in their side as well. What is that?
John didn't even get a look in.
Sentinels, they have lost that mid control.
A little bit timid there from John QT. Might have been able to catch a kill.
Quick tap. Looking to try and force some of this util and buy a bit of time and space for the rest of the team forwards. Somehow Leaf gets that one. Zekken can be dropped here. Plant now down. Into the post plan we go. John was not baited into the using this ult. It means they can use it now for the retake. Jorgamo is forced to step forwards and he's only on single digits almost of HP. Trent with that fire over the shoulder just takes out Bang, and he's caught a timing of his own, wrapping all the way around. This is going to be so unexpected for these Sentinels players.
And you've still got pull. Here come the salvos.
I say it's going to be unexpected. John was aware of the fact. Zelsis forwards, he's going to be done. But here's those salvos, like you were saying. Delayed, a stall. Dragging this one into the bitter end. Okay, Jonah P. Finds it, time ticking though. So is the spike. Chance is nigh impossible. That's the trouble, we were talking about it. You let G2 get into these post-plant spots. Be seen at this point here, so they're aware G2 making moves over towards the B site. Players are a while away. Nothing used by SEN either to push this one back, and Bang was hoping that there was a potential opportunity there. Window where nobody was going to be watching for him, but he's swiftly dismissed.
Sentinels are hoping for kills so that they can get closer to ults, so that they can force them out of G2 in fear. But G2 just looking really solid.
It's chokehold on every single choke point. No one can really step over that line here. Zelsis gonna have it in his mind. He doesn't really want to go down to them either. He'd hope to let's go down to the spike, but he's revealed. Round to the corner. Trent even gets it. G2 cancelled. You want to hard commit into this. Back through into it. Bang. He's not shy, he's not scared, but now we'll have to back away here. But as the Thorns by his side stand up, spam into the corner. Him there. Too much util. Kitchen sink being thrown at him in the process. Jorgamo's earned his team a bit of a foothold as well. Corner for the pause as well, and causing a reclearance called for here by SEN. Wide face, John. Just step up to it. Armageddon out. Lay it into the back along with the pull. No player's going to be falling prey to this one. It's up to John to stand down against most of this team. G2 starting to get their footing again to this side. Slowly but surely the discipline is there. Making sure that they can, and an unfortunate 140, but flips it back around. Zelsis doesn't expect that. G2 at
30 seconds
all
left.
chords. It's fakes on fakes, obfuscating where the intention is. G2 running their way back. Second though, spots it out. Space is still being held down, and he could be that difference maker. TP in, and it's not expected. What a play!
That's so sick.
And what's the case with the economy? Nightfall up and over. A lot of Qs cut away, but the util's going to be broken down anyway. Up through the top, Sentinels are going to be doubled up. Valen can't hear a thing. You have to rely on it. Raw reaction times, and a crossfire setup is there. G2, they let nothing slip. They hear it scurrying away. The rifles to remain. Really jump on the opportunity, but seeing it salvos into the back is a fast play. All in. TP back, salvos. For the team damage, Jorgamo sets the clone forwards first. That's a stinger in your face, and the team does help out. Trent from the side, tucked up onto the corner though. Zeltis eventually cleaned up there with a trade.
One enemy remaining.
And it's all watched for. Plan an attempt at this.
And I said previously, round 19 had to be where Sentinels stopped the G2 comeback. But this next one, with 3 ults for Sentinels, assuming that John doesn't just die to spike here. Okay, with 3 ults available, Halls teleports, which means that the rest of the team isn't really going to have that Yoru flash to go through the smoke. Do they mix things up? Bang takes the timing inside.
All grouped up, Bang. You've been a playmaker, and you are once more. 2 immediately ripped away.
So desperately needed Bang to be a hero.
30 seconds left.
Stray spam again.
Concealment.
Any player at G2 could fall at a moment's notice, but now here it is. Second wave of the util once more up to the corner. That's a stun. Bang! Still, where's the response? Steel Garden is there. No weapons at all. Nothing to work with. Shorty in hand. Trent does the best thing
For Sentinels, and now a bit of a
straight into it,
scrap.
man. Yeah, these are players, these are bodies that are going to be facing up here. Sentinels! It's almost everything thrown at them. On either side here, but it's going to be faving. And now that Armageddon paves the way potentially to success for them. Jorgamodo, you got to try and get the hell out of there. The clone's going to be eating the bullet for it, and a call is made to try and fight forward. Sentinels, it's about how they absorb this now. It's a gambit to be played, but the round swings on its head. Jorgamo rips away 2 lives. Sentinels have got to get it done now with just Zelsis and Bang. Spam into the corner. Spot and over, Bang. Still trying to spam them down, leaves it just down to Zelsis. It's too much trouble. This slowed, time bought.
But this is going to be a plant. This is going to be post-plant setups.
Into the side, John! This could be it. Talk about a turning point. All it takes is one more round, and John QT delivered them a worldie of a round so far. Enough to potentially take them to the finish line. Oh, it's expended at this point. Jonah rips away 2. But he needs more where that came from. Off to the side, a jar with a movement. Weaving in and out, Sentinels! Getting antied quite hard by MIBR. Aspas was taking liberties pushing into mid. It looks like Zekken wants to have a chance of his own. It's a flash to try and push past, but immediately dashes back, but he is hard committed! Oh my, almost doesn't matter, but still traded out in the end. That's Valin. Pushed up deep now, and just like that, first domino.
It's like total.
Yeah.
So being able to pick up a pistol and probably the follow-up is enormous. Just changes the numbers so much.
Major difference indeed. Zelsis looking around here, but almost expected here by Leaf. Try and push G2 back into the trap play that they got cooked up a while. Nade into the corners. Found a slight window here, and yep, he takes it straight towards the back, but classic at hands, not the weapon of choice.
Hiding to try to deny the spike. Like, G2 really should try to break the wall and go for this.
Through this one at the final moment here. A lot of Utah going to be expended though. Jorgamo already up, and that's half on the defuse. He's earned it. Oh! That.
Shadows travel.
Still being saved here by G2. A lot of util here by G2. They're just trying to potentially pull players. Util of their own. Over the wall, Jorgamo. Just dropped. Zelsis. A lot of pressure though still being applied, and that means 3 players of Sentinels are still here, so anchoring onto the side, it's all onto Zelsis and Zekken. See if they can stand tall against most of this one. Only the one for Zekken before he does go down, and a pause is called for. G2 don't have a lot of time to work with. They're hoping that Sentinels will overplay themselves, potentially into them, but now they got to try and make a move forwards, and Zelsis could be that win condition. Not quite just the one, but yeah, right from the side, the rate. Nicely done overall. Cat is sufficiently defended there, up through tree. The Armageddon does need to be watched for. Bang, salvos at your feet as well. That's a tricky spot indeed, but already dashed in, disengaging, and now the double faces there from G2! Unanticipated with Bang's position. Takes out 2 of them immediately. Sight potentially theirs as well. The Raid just trying to pick them apart! Trades there instantaneously. As well, without too much control of anything else. Uncertainty, that smoke fades as well. Zelsis might be caught very unaware. Just on a perch, and he's already isolated just the one. And Valen low enough that it should just be easy business. Yes, indeed. Paranoia knife, salvos at your feet as well. This is a dangerous spot for Zekken to be placed in. It's already taken damage as a result of it. Straight spam. Phantom in hand, flash as well. Pushes Zelsis back into a potential spot as well where he could do that damage. It's exchanged with the fire. Kills are being found. Sentinels getting it still. It's a double face up in the end by G2. Almost wrangling control of the rifle for the 2-piece, but it is all there. Controlled. Corral, G2. No more options here for Valin. Drone gives up the position. Still gets to 1. Narrates quick to make sure that that's all it is. Out. Dividing straight up into the side here with the salvos towards the back once more. Jorgamo needs to lead the charge for the rest of his team. They don't have control of main though, and a dash straight forwards into the arms of Lee. Here the Thorns waiting for now the Armageddon. This is going to be chaotic indeed. Swinging from the side though, just finding that timing to steal guard and rips away a lot of the weapons, but the util is still good. Sen have chances and more. Zelsis finally removed. Thorn in their side. Bang and John QT, they're here forwards, trying to take that fight as the plan was going down.
Normal. Bang over towards A main, who's been phenomenal.
Deep drone. Leaf's going to be inserted as well into that forward position. Pass most of it here, the flash to the peak. That's a great refight. Sentinels can overextend into this spot, but with nothing watching their backs, they're trying to carve out a path out towards tree. They've dropped the spike in their laps though. Definite options here, and Sentinels could capitalize. Flipping the map entirely from them, and what a shot by Bang! Still, he wants to step up even more here. There's confidence. You can see it in the way that he's playing. Bullets are going to be ringing out, but they overwhelm.
Airwalt from Jonah P can't catch him.
Prime something there with the salvos held onto the appropriate angle, saturated to the corner.
He was expecting a flash.
Yeah, he was. Turned to the side, almost expecting it, as you said, pre-anticipated, and watching all the angles.
To be able to pick up that second kill as well. A 5v3.
Smoke fading, re-exploration again called for. Bang has to take risks in this spot. It just doesn't clear the right corner. Whiffy a little bit, but Jorgamo.
But I think G2 know that. They're going to be running an anti-KO setup, so mid's going to be weaker.
Can Zekken get it done? He has a lot of util to try and play with here, but already dashed back into the salvos. Barely alive, just has to updraft and scuttle himself away, but he's dropped down to low HP.
Jorg looking for a timing.
And here's a fight to be had. Narrate. Realizing it, the forwards, here it is. Ults. Now use suppression across the board. How do you battle your way out this one for Sen? There's a timing to be taken through the smoke. The Zelsis there do it. The side players, they need some help. Supportive util. Or do they? Zekken, just the one. Instant with the trade. Again, G2. Rain can increase the tempo with that no command up forwards as well. Jump spot gets the acknowledgement. These players are, but Bang is just holding his ground. Util into his hands, snappy from Celsius. Blind is even better. Up towards lane and a swing from behind. Very true.
Seconds left.
Wine going to be cleared. Narrate. You stand against it, the heat's going to be turned up now straight away. Convergent Path's going to be slowing it down to a crawl double dash up and over towards the side. Safety there, Bang. Paranoia, brought enough time forward and even dodged that one to saturate to the side. Bang! That's unbelievable! And just like that, scattered to the wind. Jonah P and Leaf are forced to do it all. Smoke's in your face as well, and bullets are raining down on you. Umbrella's not going to be saving you much from that one. Leaf. Very awkward spot indeed. ISO's one. Position noted though. Second forwards again. He was doing this earlier in the half. Might be waiting for a bit of util as well for the setup, but John QT is on towards Cat, and Jorgen's been dealt with. Dash back again. Flash forward straight from Cat just in case there is that follow-up and that pressure, but Zekin is not out of the woods just yet. Thrown out towards into the bottom. Do they expect Zekin to be dashed into this angle? Looks like it. Hard clearance by Jonah P. And yeah.
Oh, good trade though. Through the smoke from Narrate. Just working off minimap to be able to get that.
Couple of bullets. Does the job effectively enough. Zelsis now on his turn to try and step right up to it. And again, that spam. Smoke's going to be fading in the end. Narrate.
They're aware of the danger.
Smash over the top of an old command. Okay, you're going to be taking contact first here with the drone. Ah, this time there is no escape. Suppressed, take pressure once more to saturate. Oh my, light speed. And he's out of there. Bit of a squeeze being placed now up towards tree and just a shorty into your hands. But Bang, you got your weapon back and the flash is impeccable. In and out, round to the side. Jorgamo with the movement, but Bang cannot be denied. His time in the sun. It's already that 2v2 in this game. The timing's right from behind is taken. Bullet to the back there, execution start. Played for these G2 players. Wrapping around all the way as well, not
He's just baiting.
anticipating. Yeah, it is just bait. Trying to pull this one out all the way. Now they know he's not on it. Very difficult task indeed for Celsius, so 7-5.
Through A main.
Might have spotted on the minimap, I'm not too sure. At least the suppression came through, so.
Yeah, they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, they caught him. And here it is, re-cleared core for. Flash over towards the top of that. Salvos Narrate does fantastically to even get one in so well. They're watching for top mid pressure, thinking that somebody could have looked all the way up. Did they spot that one?
I think Bang.
Sure.
Yes, Bang saw him.
Yeah, it's pinged. Bang. Notifying the rest of his team. It's doubled up and held here now. Forward. Market control in the name of the game here for Sentinels, at least hoping that they can pull some G2 players out, potentially get a pick off of it. Jorgamo, seen it. That's a no-scope. If I've ever seen one. Even a little too fast to register for my eyes, at least, but Jonah P seals up potential weaknesses in their setup, and the wars really just delayed all of this here. Bang, still hand, but peppering them now with a bit of lead. The backside player of Leaf as well is going to be able to anchor this one nicely. Still mistimed. It was Util by Jonah P to flash to try and help him out entirely. Spotting this one out, but running away with it. And yeah, here it is. Finally, flooding all the way back in for it. So
Some level of momentum. Zekin
Right
down
through
mid, very early.
and he's going to be met. There's plenty of bodies ready to receive here on G2 side of things. Going for that refight as well. The Paranoid sweeps past, but it was a window. Slightest of gaps the Zekin plays in, and he was not.
These choke points, and going through the Bucky here can be utterly brutal.
We've seen some filthy things with this.
Narrate doesn't have drone.
Airplane Bucky on a SEN. We've all seen the damage done, and that might just put a stop to what SEN were planning. They've called for a bit of a pause.
Zekin's deep down mid. Valen's fighting Bang. Smoke v smoke.
As it dissipates as well, there's timings and fights to be taken on either side here, and Zekin is still doing work once more. 10 HP doesn't matter, and Bang just slips his way all the way.
That could be Sentinel's ticket to winning this map.
And footsteps. What? Okay. Expected by. It forces a couple of eyes of the G2 players at least to be watching that direction. The drone dodged and timing. Leaf is going to be making sure to shore that one up. Back through market. Reclaims for the salvers as well. It's a dangerous position to be in. Narrate. He's looking to at least make it a bit harder. Just the one before the damage is sent flying forwards and through. Leaf. Snappy.
A has been weak for G2. It's only had these two players defending it the entire time, and the net is starting to tighten. But Valin, Jonah, they still have a lot of util to hold this off, and
G2.
Bang goes down.
Yeah, he does indeed. Down to red. Alarm bells ringing. Zekin in through main, but he's going to be pushed out into the open. This drone, he's got to expect it. With the position, the stun is a good connection. Trent, though, still doesn't open himself up. He wants to play this one with the salvos, and he lets his team do the damage. Still Zekin, one to the grave with him. But Leaf, this guy's a lot of pressure onto Valin.
Cover going out.
Does have some support as well, though, from the two tree players, and here it comes. Flying forwards here with a paranoia. Just about dodged and avoided here, but Zekin's in, and the knives are taken away. Great blood attempt here from G2. Coming to the corner here, and a pop flash was anticipated. Valin tucked to the corner.
Down A.
Seconds left. Love that 0 point from Jonah P.
My blind is dead.
Usually, the KOs are going to be throwing that kind of early on in the round. 20 seconds, 2 players in A main, no chance.
Passive enough that there's nothing coming our way. Wall's going to be taken out, forces the drone out of G2 here, but it's these G2 players right here. Jorgamo under the threat here. Heat's going to be turned up out of the pan and into the fire. It's Sentinels. 2 quick ones earned as well up through heaven. You got to try and deny this purge that Leaf is sat upon. They do just that.
Nice early use of the ultimate. Completely caught those players on tree. And Bang, he holds heaven.
All watched.
Dominated.
9.
Removed from the attack side. Should make things slightly easier here for the defenders.
Saturate slows it down. They know where the drone's coming from. Oh, he's barely out of there. Zekin, he's still alive.
Q combo.
Bang, forwards. Oh, he's blind as anything. Doesn't matter, though.
He's been magnificent today, hasn't he, Bang? Just catching the perfect timings with the perfect off angle. And G2 react with Jorg and Leaf walking forwards, possibly straight into the arms of Zekin.
Yeah. Zekin has been able to backstab multiple times here, but Leaf is watching for it.
Oh, the Tejo ult.
Hold on, Armageddon's going to force these players forwards as well. That is a pick your poison situation. You are stunned up, and my goodness, what a way to deal with it. Oh, that's just to slow them all the way down.
Launching thorns.
There is that uncertainty. Sentinel's trying to slow this one down and hope that Zelsons will be offered up a couple of picks here, but with the util out in the open, doesn't expect that. Maybe already get the plan here, just taps, hoping that it just pull one of these players out wide, and Leaf is just smart. Too smart for these games as well, doesn't really open himself up for it. Spamming, spraying away, but time is already the rate. You have the salvos to instantly break this one. You can pop out onto these players, but a Steel Garden is again going to be lying in wait here from Leaf. He's going to be slowing down these players out towards the back of the side and dashing over. Jorgamo denies him at the doorstep. Saturate, potentially even better, but Zekin does put him in his place. All the way forwards now with only 15 seconds left. This is G2 jumping on the chance. Death by 1,000 cuts indeed. Sentinels between a rock and a hard place. There's no chance for them to get this spike down safely, cleanly whatsoever. 11 rounds now. We saw plenty of hero plays from these Sentinels players, and again, as you said, Josh, this is ass off once more. Oh, he's got stuck. He's out of there, but he does. Oh no, no dash available. No dash available, and he needs to deny this, at least with the kills. Second, forced into a difficult spot. He needs to fight his way back out of it, but Jorgamo! Right from behind! Otherwise, it's going to mean G2 up to 12 here. Up to series point in our grand finals. Push forwards, pop flash in, and this is it, narrate. Just being swarmed and overwhelmed. G2 into the history books of Americas, at least domestically. To be one of the first teams to get their back-to-back. It's up to Zekin to try and put a stop to that. These dreams and hopes of G2 themselves, but already dashing forwards. This guy has to be the tip of the spear, but he's just being isolated still. They deal with Leaf. Armageddon in through the back. Finds a bit of time and a bit of space as well, but they have to deal with Trent, and it's a stun against the back wall. He's penned himself in. Skipping and hopping all the way through as well. Zekin isolates it, finds that fight indeed. G2, just relentless. Making a move on now, still with that player disadvantage. Jorgamo though, cleans it up onto the side. It's all down to him into this spot. Sentinels earn themselves that breathing room. Huge ult.
SEN are controlling catwalk and tree. They're not closing the door and locking themselves in on site.
Because they know they have to fight forwards here. As soon as the ults are used, find a timing, a window of opportunity here against G2, and here it is. First ult going to be sent out. John QT already catching it. Conversion past Zekin. He's isolated on a bloody island. Slow to a crawl, but he still gets the one. Sentinels, can they do it? Pull it back from the brink, but again they're isolated, cut out of the sight, divided away from it, and spammed, and stuck away! SEN, dropping like flies, and for G2, in all eyes, into the hands of Trent, and he delivers them that back